What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. It's Matini here, and today I am sharing with you a twin mom tag. This is just a tag that I've seen around the internet, and I thought it will be fun to actually do it just to give you a little bit more info about me and my twins. So stick around for that video. Now the first question here is, tell us about your twins. Are they fraternal or identical? So I have boy twins, Hodari and Milambu, and they are currently 11 months. They're going to be 12 months in March, and it's crazy. They've grown so fast. But they are fraternal twins, which means that they are not identical. They did not share a yolk sac. They did not share a placenta. They were in completely different placenta and yolk sacs, and I guess that's kind of what they use to determine whether or not they're going to be identical, is if they're not sharing the same placenta and whatnot. But yeah, so Hodari and Milambu are fraternal twins. The second question is, how far along were you when you found out you were having twins? So I was actually 8 weeks pregnant when I found out I was having twins. Yeah, I think, gosh, when I first found out I was pregnant, I was about 5 weeks pregnant, I guess. And I went to the doctor, and they, ran an ultrasound, and I guess my HCG levels were pretty high. And then they couldn't really be definitive on whether or not I was having twins. So I went back again for another checkup, and that is when they could actually see 2 yolk sacs and were able to confirm that it was actually twins. It was very exciting and also just absolutely crazy. But yeah, I found out I was having twins at 8 weeks. Question number 3 is, what was it like carrying twins? Symptoms, pros and cons. So, what was it like carrying twins? So this was my first pregnancy. So for me, it was just, I felt like a normal pregnancy. Like, I didn't have anything to compare it with. But carrying twins for me was not that bad. I did not have any extreme symptoms. I actually did not have a lot of morning sickness. I did not show until I was around 15 weeks pregnant, is when I was actually starting to show that I was pregnant. I wasn't even that big. But yeah, my symptoms weren't really that bad actually. And yeah, so being that it was a fast pregnancy, I did not have anything to compare with, like I said. But it was like, I felt like it was just, I was pregnant. I had some babies inside of me, and of course that came with a lot of hormonal changes and a lot of cravings and whatnot. But I don't think my symptoms were as extreme as I have had other women say there as well. When I went to the glucose testing, everything came out really good. I didn't have any problems with gestational diabetes or anything like that. So that was perfect for me. So I feel like it was somewhat of a smooth ride. In the end, close to the end, of course, I got pretty tired. My legs were starting to swell quite a bit. So I could not walk for a long period of times, and I could not stand for long periods of time. But other than my backache and my feet swelling, I did not have that many extreme symptoms, and I'm so grateful for that. Question number 4 is, how many weeks were you when you delivered, and do you have a picture? So I was actually 38 weeks when I delivered my twins. They did not want to come out for some reason. They just wanted to stay inside of me for as long as possible, but I was done. This was it. I had had enough. So 38 weeks I got induced, and they were delivered then. I do have a picture that I'm going to show right here. I actually did not take that many pictures when I was pregnant, and I actually shared this on my on a blog post on my blog at singlemammywinning.com. and the blog is pretty much, what it's really like going through pregnancy alone. Being that I was a single mom, I went through my pregnancy alone, so I shared this on my blog post. Be sure to check that out, guys. I'm gonna leave the link down below for you, so that you can go and read that post. If you are single right now and you're going through pregnancy alone, I think you'll probably relate to a lot of the things that I mentioned on there. Number 5 is, what was the birth like? Vaginal, C-section? What was the delivery like? How much did you weigh? Did they weigh? And how many minutes apart? So gosh, my delivery, I actually shared my labor and delivery story. I do have another video for that, guys. I'm going to link it right here for you to check that out as well. But my delivery was pretty long. I was in the hospital from March 4th, and then I delivered on March 6th. And it ended up being an emergency C-section for me because they just, after inducing me for 2 days, they just did not want to come out. So we ended up having an emergency C-section, which was definitely not what I wanted. I wanted to go in and do vaginal and be done. But you know, my biggest thing right now, or at that moment, was that they come out healthy and I can just meet my babies. That's all that I care about. But yeah, it ended up being a C-section, and as I mentioned, the delivery was not the best thing ever. I just had so many different expectations when I was going into it that were not met, and I felt really discouraged. But I was just happy that they came out healthy. They weighed, I don't remember their weight. I'm gonna have to add that on here. But they came out a minute apart. Hodari was the first one to come out, and then Milo was next. So it happened so fast once we got into the delivery to the operating room, because we got there, I think it was around 5 p.m. They decided, you know, we're just gonna have to do a C-section. So they rushed me into the operating room. At 5:27, Hodari comes out. At 5:28, they pull Milambu out. So it was a pretty quick delivery after, you know, the whole ordeal with the induction. Question number 6 is, bottle or breast, and how did feeding go? So I actually breastfed my babies until they were about 7 months old, and breastfeeding was definitely hard to get used to in the beginning. People don't lie, it does definitely wear on your body, but it was really nice. I really enjoyed you know, the bonding with my babies. I really enjoyed breastfeeding with them. It was quite an experience for me. I loved it, but I had to stop because, you know, after going to work, I experienced quite a significant reduction in my milk supply, and so I ended up having to stop breastfeeding so that I can, you know, and then I decided to do formula from then on. And it was a hard decision for me because I had in my mind going into this, I just knew I was going to be breastfeeding. There was no other expectation. It was just going to be breastfeeding. So having to give that up was definitely not easy. But I, once again, it was all about what's the best interest of my babies, and the best thing for them is that they grow. And if excuse me, if formula is what allows them to grow, then that's what I want for them. Question number 7 is, are they on the same sleep schedule or are they on separate? So my boys currently have the same sleep schedule, and it has been this way since they're about 5 or 6 months old, and it's just been awesome. And I think one thing that contributed to this mostly was the fact that they actually share a crib. So, you know, when one goes to sleep, the other one doesn't have anybody to play with, so he has to go to sleep as well. But I'm actually going to share more about this in another video. But yeah, I was able to get them to sleep on the same sleep schedule, which has been just absolutely fantastic for me. They sleep a full 10 to 12 hours, and it's awesome. It's really awesome. But yeah, they are on the same sleep schedule, and I will be sharing more about this in another video. Question number 8 is, what do you do when both babies are crying? What do I do? Oh my gosh, I freak out for a moment. I freak out and then I go handle the situation. Gosh, when you have 2 babies crying at the same time, it is overwhelming, it is annoying, it is frustrating. It really is, and you want to do all that you can to stop them from crying. and they've kind of gone really good. But there are some instances where they will just start screaming out of nowhere. And for me, I am a single mom, so I don't have anybody else who I can tag team with and say, you gotta take this one, because I'm not feeling it. So for me, it's been, gosh, if I feel like in that situation I am overwhelmed and I cannot handle it, then I will usually step aside. I'll go to a different room and I'll just let them scream until they cool down, because it's kind of hard to handle them both at the same time when they're screaming, because they may have different needs. But I have found that it's best sometimes when I'm overwhelmed and I feel frustrated, it's just best for me to leave the room, allow them to cool down and calm down, allow myself to calm down, and then come back when I feel like I can actually handle them better. One thing that I've noticed though is that usually it's Hodari that will start to cry when he sees me grab Milo. He does not like it, he doesn't want Milo to get all of the attention. He always wants to get in there and get some more attention. But yeah, so that's what I do when they're both crying. I try to make sure that I'm in the best state to handle the situation and take care of them. Number 9 is, what's your reaction to cliche questions? Ooh. Cliche questions. What kind of cliche questions? I don't think I've had a lot of cliche questions. Mostly just a lot of cliche statements like, oh my gosh, twins, you must have your hands full. Oh my gosh, I don't know how you do it. Oh my gosh, twins. It's like that every single time, every single place that I go. And in the beginning, I did love it. It was nice. I liked the attention. But after a while, it just got boring and tiring and annoying. I think one thing there's one question I guess that I got that really kind of got to me. And this was somebody that asked me if they were natural. And I was like, it kind of offended me a little bit, and it shouldn't have. But asking somebody who has multiples if their kids are natural is kind of disrespectful. Like, I would not come to you and ask you if your kids were natural if you have a singleton. In the same manner, you shouldn't come and ask me if my kids were natural. Just appreciate the fact that I have twins, I guess, and without asking questions like that. But I know that person did not mean anything with it. They were just curious. And but for me, I kind of took it a little bit, and I was like, nah, I don't like that very much. But yeah, I think those were the biggest things. I haven't really got a lot of cliche questions, I guess. It was mostly just a lot of cliche statements and people just wanting to see my kids when I don't need them to peep in and look at my kids just because they're twins. No. Question number 10. Well, it's not really a question, but this is more of any advice for new twin moms. So my advice is mostly going to be to single twin moms. Gosh, being a single mom is really hard, but when you have multiple kids that you have to deal with, it can be a little bit overwhelming. I just want to tell you, if you are single and you have twins, that you got what it takes. You can do this. It's going to be challenging. It's going to be hard. You're going to have to get creative, to be honest. You're going to have to be creative in how you take care of your kids at the same time. I have found myself, cleaning with my baby on my back because he wouldn't stop crying for some reason, and I had nobody else that could watch them, but I've had to get creative and really know how to juggle things and still take care of my babies. But the biggest thing that I want to tell you is you got what it takes. You are strong enough to handle this and to handle your babies and to take care of them and to nurture them and to, feed them and nourish them until they grow to be the best adults that they possibly can. So don't be discouraged by, how overwhelming it may seem. Just know that you have what it takes to do this. If you feel like I missed a question here, leave them in the comments down below. I really enjoyed actually making this video and sharing with you some more information about my boys. I'm definitely going to be doing a lot more sharing about them, guys, as we grow and get more people on here. But I do appreciate you watching this video. Be sure to let me know in the comments if you are a twin mom, double double props if you are a single twin mom. I would love to say hi to you, so definitely leave that in the comments down below so that I can be able to connect with you. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll be seeing you on the next one. Have a fantastic day.